welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a part 2 on my musical journey. So the previous video I touched more on my past and how I even became a DJ in the first place and some of the trials that I went through, but I didn't actually talk about where I'm at right now and my future. So thought I would go through all of that stuff today. So right now I'm in Australia. I've been here for 8 months now. I'm really loving it. It's definitely for me. I feel very welcomed here and I've had really great experiences so far. I've already been lucky enough to be booked for Mushroom Valley, which was very big opportunity for me. And one of the best festivals ever. Holy shit, it was like insane. Definitely recommend getting your ass there one time. It's just phenomenal. Really outstanding. Lots of love into it, you can tell. And the site is amazing. Alongside a river, it's just bliss. So I feel, very privileged to have played there already. And I've played a number of shows here since I arrived in April, and they've all been great. I played a few small bush stuffs, a couple of like little club style gigs, and I'm really excited to see what comes my way next year. I am heading home to New Zealand to play our New Year's at Orm Festival, so that's going to be one of my biggest shows to date. I'm on a stage with very big names and I'm right in the middle, so I'm feeling honoured and very excited and hope to see some beautiful faces there. It was actually one of my goals to play Orm one day and I've managed to get that, so that's very lucky. The other two that I would love to play in New Zealand are Northern Bass, which I will be applying for next year, and Twisted Frequency, another 2 fantastic festivals that I highly recommend heading to. But as for the start of my Australian journey, when I got here, I settled in for about a week and my flatmate, who's also a DJ, Jumpsuit Fairy, she was going out to this little gig that her friend was throwing. And I said, oh no, I've only been here a week, I better, settle down and just chill out for a little bit. And later that evening, she sent me a video of her playing in a ball pit with the sickest music going. And I said, nah, that's it, I'm coming. And so I quickly got ready and drove all the way in. And it was a fantastic little gig that Shroom Army was throwing. So great little collective there, and I'm very happy I went. I did some great networking and had a fantastic time and felt excited straight away for my first event since moving. And basically I kind of got on a roll after that. There just seemed to be gig after gig after gig, and I went to all of these gigs. I just did all the networking I could possibly do. But this time I really actively was confident in myself and said who I was without doubting it, even if I felt a little bit scared to do so. So instead of going around saying, hi, I'm from New Zealand, I said, hey, I'm a DJ from New Zealand and I am headline shows there, and I'm really trying to get out here. So really pushing myself, really you don't want to come across arrogant or anything like that, but just enough of hey, I'm very confident and very keen, and really pushing yourself out there and believing in yourself that you deserve those spots, because I have worked and grinded for quite some time in New Zealand. And it definitely paid off. People had respect for me straight away, and because there's so much opportunity here, I was actually given it instead of kind of been like, oh no, not another DJ, or oh yeah, whatever, headliner. So I felt very welcomed, and I was ready to definitely start from the bottom again, but I was luckily able to kind of budge straight away into where I was already at in New Zealand. So I feel very lucky for that. So I got a comment on my last video asking my advice for traveling to another country and trying to make it. Basically, it's the same as the same advice that I would give to at home, and that is networking. Networking, when I was younger, I used to think was like a business thing. Like, oh, you know, sit down and have a coffee and talk business. And then I realized networking is making friends. It is hanging out, being there, supporting the scene. And so without mine even knowing, I had been networking well before I started DJing. I was at every single gig, all of them. All of them. You couldn't get me away from them. So when I started DJing, everyone already kind of knew me. And so that's how I got a lot of opportunities quite quickly, is because I had made a lot of great connections. And I used to go out by myself all the time. So I was really actively meeting new people and talking with new people and putting myself out there. So when I started, it was just a lot easier. And it's my same advice for if you were going to come to another country. Networking. Networking is everything, making friends and solid friendships, not just trying to network because you want these slots, but because you want to create solid friendships and build connections around the world and through music, which is why I love it so much in the first place. So yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice for sure. So it's been 8 months already, and yeah, I've managed to meet quite a lot of different people in the scene, and I feel very grateful for the opportunities I've received here. And I've got some bigger news for next year, so I'm really excited to be able to share that. And I will keep doing my work and keep grinding. I've actually also got another little project I'm thinking to start. I'm not sure about it yet, so I won't say too much, but there could be a whole new chapter with music, which is very exciting. But if all goes to plan, I think this will be a really exciting new adventure, and it won't take away, it won't be like adding a whole new thing. It'll be kind of just like adding to what I'm doing right now, which is epic. My main end goals are to play festivals in America and Europe and all around the world, of course, but specifically America, as that's where a lot of my style is quite predominant. So definitely going to be working really hard on making myself get over there. My main goal for next year is to knuckle down and really work on production, as for the past 2 years I've done like a little bit here and there, but I have not really focused. I've just been kind of a bit turbulent. I've had a lot of these crazy things like moving countries, all this other personal stuff, so I haven't honed in on this craft like I should have, but that's okay. I've had life experiences to have, which is super important. And I've also I traveled a lot. I traveled to America, Europe, and actually a whole bunch of islands, and Australia a couple times. So I was living, and I'm really proud, and I'm okay with that. At first it was a little bit not disappointed, but just like, come on girl, like, you know that you could be a lot further ahead. But I have a lot more experience, and I'm a lot more sure of myself and sure of what sound I want to produce and all of these things. So I think it was all a part of the process. And so next year I'm not going to be traveling the same as I had planned. I was going to go to America again and blah blah, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do just 1 or 2 trips to New Zealand, home of course, and only one other trip for exploring rather than for music. And I'm really going to just stay focused and grind on production, because that's the next level, really making sure I have my own sound and creating something I'm proud of, so then I can move forward with these goals, like playing shows in America, and I can definitely make that happen. It's just really focusing. So finding out that I have ADHD in the last couple of years really makes a lot more sense to me, why I struggle to sit still. And but I will make myself. It's all about discipline, and just because I have something that makes me a little bit all over the place doesn't mean that I still can't work hard, even if it's broken up into pieces. A lot of people get hyper focus, but I do sometimes, but it's not all the time. And it can be really hard when you're not good at something to, you know, want to keep trying. But that's the whole point. To get better at something, you have to keep trying and keep doing it. And I just have to thank all my teachers. I've had heaps of different lessons from heaps of different people to help me get to where I am right now. And also then making the switch to Ableton as of this next year. So I'm doing it at the moment, but should be able to stand on my own 2 feet properly by next year. So that's really exciting, and I think the process is actually a lot easier on there. So excited to see what I bring to life. And so I'm going to be achieving these goals, working really hard, playing all these new Australian shows, which is really exciting. And I'm still going to be open to shows in New Zealand. So we'll see. My next goal is to actually play Twisted Frequency, because that, or Northern Bass, as I mentioned earlier. So we'll see what I can do. So my other piece of advice for budding musicians is really work out what you love and really focus on playing that. So of course, I understand, especially in smaller places, you do have to kind of take what gigs you can and show your versatility and these kind of things, but make sure you still sprinkling your flavor throughout, or actively trying to get gigs that are more aligned with you and not just playing what you have to play. I understand I've played many gigs that I didn't really want to play, or that weren't super aligned to get out there, get your name out there and stuff. But if you're very serious about what you want to do, definitely focus on your sound and how you can maybe even cater your sound to that crowd. So rather than just playing what's popular in that genre, really finding what resonates with you within that genre. And that's, I think, what I did for a long time, is even if I played house music, I didn't just pick the most popular house songs. I really dug to find songs that still felt like grommy, or same with drum and bass, really handpicked each tune to still resonate with me the most. And of course I do actually love, I play completely multi-genre sets now. I play everything within a set. So I just call my genre that I play bass music. It's a lot easier, but I definitely recommend honing in on what you want. And it's also okay to change. It's also okay to develop different sounds and try different things. You don't have to just stick to one thing. You're allowed to grow, but not being scared to try new things. So overall, the Australian scene has been really welcoming, and there's just a lot of opportunity here. And the sound that I love is actually in a bit more of abundance, which is super awesome. And I am excited to see what happens in the future. So I hope that covers a little bit more on that topic and might help other people trying to bud outside of their hometowns or home countries. Same kind of advice applies to all of those. If you have any more questions on this topic, definitely please ask me. I'm always happy to answer, and it's really fun, like getting different feedback from people. So thank you so much. And I hope you enjoyed the second part of my musical journey, and I'll see you next time. Bye.